guys, and welcome to my first day in my countdown to Game of Thrones. I thought I would make some kind of fun videos to get everybody excited about the new season. You know, these aren't like really review videos, they're just kind of all in fun. And I wanted to start it off with something that I think everybody could participate in and put their answers in the comments down below. And it is my top 10 favorite characters that are still alive in Game of Thrones. So, why I do an emphasis on my is that, first of all, there are so many characters on this show that it was like, I felt so horrible about certain people who did not make the list, but I love so very much. But there's just so many characters that, it's kind of difficult to narrow it down to 10. A lot of you people who have followed me for a very, very long time obviously probably know who's going to top this list, and it's not going to be a very big shock to you or anything like that. But I wanted to do this nonetheless and see what you guys thought. I can almost guarantee most of your favorites might not be on this list. Maybe. I think the two biggest fan favorites, from what I can tell, that people like are not on this list. So sorry, but these are my personal favorites, just to let you guys know before we get into reactions, and you guys can kind of see who I really, really enjoy watching. Yeah, so let's get started. Number 10 on this list, I'm sure some of you might disagree with, for just the sheer fact that this character has only been in like 4 episodes so far. But 4 is enough for me. I could not put her on the list, and that is Lyanna Mormont. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm obsessed with her. Like, I'm definitely one of those people who just instantly fell in love with her. And her speech at the end of last season that kind of rallied everybody to say the King of the North and everything like that, she is everything. And I know she's only been in 4 episodes, which is why she's just at the 10 spot, but I had to give her a shout out because I think she has so much potential to be one of my absolute favorites of the show. I hope we see more of her. If we don't, I will cry. I will probably cry. But that is absolutely, she's amazing. She is a boss-ass bitch, even as a child. I can't even fathom how much I loved her in such a short period of time that she had to make the list. Number 9 in my favorite characters that are still alive. I don't know if this would be a shock to some of you, I don't know, but it is Tormund. I love Tormund. Weirdly, I don't know why, he's very animalistic and he's very like just a great warrior, and he's loyal though. I like his relationship with Jon, and I think that he's just such a fun character to watch, and I am living for how into Brienne he is. Now, I'm sure that it's not reciprocated at all, like, you know what I mean? But, like, come on, it's just so funny and great, and I think that it's funny how, at least I do, and you guys can let me know if you feel the same way. Sometimes I feel like it's so weird how you can cling to a character who does not have as much screen time as maybe some of these other characters that are like always, you know, but just the way that maybe the actor portrays that character, you just are rooting for them, and that's exactly how I feel about Tormund. Number 8 on the list, and for the first few seasons, I'm not sure I would ever have thought I would have put her this high, but it's Sansa Stark. She is one of the most improved characters for me. I know that there was a lot of controversy about her in the Battle of the Bastards, but what I love about Sansa is who she has become. And when I go back and I watch previous seasons of Game of Thrones, which I did, I rewatched it for these videos, you know, what I found annoying about her previously, I don't find annoying now. Because you kind of just see a girl who's young and in love with the prospect of being in love and being adored, and, you know, regrets, serious regrets, let's be real, right, guys? But I think I just really, it doesn't bother me as much. And I think maybe when we go back to those, or when we originally first saw Sansa, we were like, oh God, like, she's not really seeing the big picture here. She's not seeing danger right in front of her nose. You know, she says a couple of little bratty comments every so often, but then I think we were all, at least for me, I'll only speak for myself, but like concerned like it was never going to go anywhere. And I think she's grown a lot as a character. I think she's been through some, you know, she was at the clutches of Joffrey and then the clutches of Ramsay with the best husband in between. Not that she was married to Joffrey, but you know what I mean. As of, you know, Tyrion. But I think that, you know, she is now becoming just a really strong-willed woman, and I've loved seeing her character arc, so she gets the number 8 spot on the list. Number 7 on the list, kind of on the same realm, is Aria Stark. Now, the thing is that I didn't really know which one to put above the other, because I think Sansa and Aria are both great characters, but I also think they're both very different characters. And Aria was like top 3 for me at the beginning of this, you know, watching Game of Thrones. I mean, who didn't love Aria in the beginning? She was great. She was ready to fight, and she had kind of a clear head on her shoulders for such a, like, you know, then small child, you know. But I was not, when she went off to Bravos, I just wasn't the biggest fan of her storyline. So because of that, now, her and the Hound, that was like my favorite Aria. But I kind of fell a little bit out of love for her. And then that was kind of the same time that my love for Sansa was growing. So they were evening out a little bit. However, she's back in Westeros now, and that last scene in the finale, like, oh my God, just absolutely perfect, amazing. She's had some just wonderful moments, so she does edge out Sansa a little bit, but man, I just, I really hope that she kind of stays on this direction where they have her now. Number 6 on this list is Brienne. There is something that I just adore about Brienne, and I think always will. Her loyalty is one of them. I mean, the fact that she's a badass bitch. I hope they do more with her. I felt like she was a little underused in the past couple of seasons. I mean, her and Jaime together was just magic, and I don't even know if the writers knew that that was going to be so great. I want to see a couple of humorous scenes between her and Tormund, obviously. I mean, I don't really, I mean, I would love it if she was into it, but I don't think she is. And I just think it would be really funny, and she is just such a great warrior. I hope that they give her kind of the due respect that she deserves as a character, because she just has blown me away throughout the whole entire show. I cannot express how much I love how she really sticks to her guns, and how she kind of, she stays loyal to the people that she cares about. And she's just such a wonderful, good person, you know? Like, I guess, like, if there's any justice in the world, like, why can't Brienne be on the throne? You know what I'm saying? Like, I love her. Not that I don't know if she would be a great political mind to lead, but to me, love her. Number 5 on the list is Jaime. Okay, so you knew the Lannisters were gonna get in here. I mean, you just knew it. I'm a Lannister girl. So Jaime, to me, is one of the most fascinating characters because I feel like he is one of the most unpredictable characters. Again, you can disagree. The beauty about Game of Thrones is that everybody kind of has different opinions and are drawn to different characters. He, to me, is just, you know, he can be kind of this really gallant knight, for lack of a better term. I don't mean that literally, but like the idea of to be a hero and save the day and have these really great relationships, and you know, the way I feel so much love for any scene that he has with Tyrion, which is few and far between now, but they warm my heart, especially during this rewatch that I did. And or he can be like really horrible and do like some really terrible things, and you just never know what you're gonna get. So he, to me, I just love watching him. I cannot, I don't know where he's gonna go in the next season. I feel like with a lot of characters, a lot of main characters that most people really enjoy and really love watching, probably more so than me, I kind of know where they're going. I kind of know if they're a good guy. I kind of know if they're a bad guy. And Jaime just walks that line so well. And that is just why I love him so much. Number 4 on the list is Bran. Again, slightly underused in the past couple of seasons, but I love Bran so much. I love him. I love that he is completely honest, completely real, and loyal to you if you pay him. I love that like sheer honesty out of him, and I love that he's a great fighter. I like his relationship with Jaime. I like his relationship with Tyrion. I love his relationship with Podrick, like randomly. Which Podrick almost made this list, and it was very depressing to me that he didn't. But I think that Bran is just, to me, a wonderful, wonderful character that, like I said, kind of just tells it like it is. And he's kind of, you know, utilized a lot as this sort of, I don't want to say voice of reason, voice of reality. That's what he's really, really good at, besides fighting and being fucking awesome all the time. I'm obsessed with him. Especially when rewatching, you know, when he like stands in for Tyrion at the Eyrie, and just, you're amazing, Bran. I love you. Number 3 is Davos. Let's just put aside the fact that Liam Cunningham is just like a brilliant actor, and that always gets me. I love a good actor, and he is. Davos, to me, I just fell madly in love with him. And it's a testament to how much I fell in love with him, because I was not a big fan, if you guys are unaware, of Stannis. If you've seen my reactions to like season 5, you know that I didn't like Stannis. But I love Davos, and even when he was kind of in Stannis' camp and I was really not for that storyline too much, he was like the saving grace, him and Shireen. But like, he was just amazing, and he's a great fighter. He's a realist. I love that he calls out Mel whenever, and I really hope he kills her. I'm sorry, but I do. And I just absolutely, I don't know, I really, really love that he's loyal. And I love that he has just like this huge heart, and you can see the people that he loves and he cares about, and how deeply he loves and cares for them. It's just, I can't sing praises of Davos enough. I hope that he's a crucial part, and I hope that he's not the super loved character that they're gonna kill off like this season or next season, because it's very possible. There's a lot of people who love Davos, and I hope they don't pull like a Hodor. You know what I mean? Like, we all loved Hodor, but we weren't like maybe super paying attention to Hodor, and then that scene like just destroyed us. I really hope they don't do something like that with Davos, because I'm very nervous about that. I want him to live. I like couldn't breathe during the Battle of the Bastards because of Davos, like when he charges in, and I was just like, no, wait, stay back there. Like, you're fine. Okay, and now we are at the top 2, which you guys know. If you guys follow my channel, like if you're surprised by who my top 2 are, then I would say you maybe don't watch my Game of Thrones videos that much. So my top 2, number 2 is Cersei Lannister, the Queen. All right, so a lot of people might think that she's actually number 1 if you do follow me, but that's just because I have to defend her all the time. Man, yeah, I have to defend my love for Cersei, but I will, because I think she's fascinating. I think she's a fascinating character. I love her. I absolutely would, like, very little, well, I guess one person I would rather watch than her, as you can see with this list. I think there's parts of her that are misunderstood, but, let me finish. You know, I don't think she's a good character. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, she's super misunderstood and she's really good at heart. Like, no, she's not. She'll fuck you up in a second. And that's why I love her. I love her kind of brutal honesty. You know, she's a ruthless person who will murder you terribly if you fuck with her. She doesn't really pretend otherwise. You know what I'm saying? Like, she may lie to people. I'm not entirely talking about, but I'm saying, like, her kind of presence is like, listen, if you fuck with me, I'm going to murder you, and I'm not going to feel bad about it. Like, that's terrifying, and I cannot wait for her in this season. Like, I'm so hyped for Cersei. I want her to wreak havoc on everyone. She is like the villain that I just love to watch. I love her so much. And again, it's like I don't, you know, it's not like I'm really, well, I'm rooting for her in the sense that I would like her to stay on the show as long as possible. Like, I was pretty positive she would have died towards the end of last season, and so that first scene in the finale, man, was I happy. Watch my reaction. I was fucking happy. But I just want her to be around because I love watching her, but I'm not rooting for her because I think she's such a great person and she deserves it more than anybody. I think I do like her, you don't get me wrong, I do like her more than some other people. Like, a lot more than some other people. And there's a couple of people I hope she, that she gets. You know, I know that her time is coming, but I hope she takes out a few motherfuckers on the way and just kind of goes out in a blaze of glory. I mean, the most terrifying thing about Cersei now is that she doesn't have any kids. She doesn't have that weakness to hold her back. And I don't know. I obviously haven't seen the next season, but I'm a little... Isn't that a woman with nothing to lose but just to fuck you up? It's a little terrifying. The odds are stacked against her. Daenerys has this big army. You know, the odds are certainly stacked against her, but there is something a little terrifying about the woman who would rather watch the entire King's Landing burn to the ground instead of let you have the throne. Interesting. And number 1 on this list, there's none of, I can't, you know, you can make an argument for your favorite, cool, I won't believe you. Sorry, but Tyrion is the best character. I think he's wonderful. I think season 4 and season 2 are kind of my two favorite seasons, but I think the reason that I love season 4 so much is there was such a spotlight on Tyrion, and he was just such a great character. You know, he's kind of always the underdog, but always, you know, he embraces it. He loves, I don't know if he loves that he's the underdog, but he's accepted it and he's made it work. He's been tested time and time again by his family, by other people, and he is just an honest person with a great, I don't know. I mean, I don't think this will ever happen, but I would love to see Tyrion on the throne at the end. I've always said that. I love him. I think he's really smart, and I think he's also a good leader. Whereas I think other people may be one or the other. You know what I mean? And I think he's the whole package. And but I do not believe that would be ridiculous if we only have like essentially Lannisters on the throne like the whole time. That's not going to happen. But he has some really great triumphant moments throughout the entire show, and there's just so much that I want from his character, and I really hope, and I mean no offense to Dany fans, but I would like him to kind of come out from being just her kind of, well, hand of the queen now, but I like him on his own. I like him politically working everybody in every angle. I don't really know. We'll see how this season goes. I did not like that, like, I think it was season 5 a little bit, season 6. He's had some great moments and great speeches and all of that. Don't get me wrong, but I wish that they would put a little more focus on him. I don't know if that's going to happen. I really don't. There's a lot of characters. Like I said, only 10 people made this list, and there is a lot of characters to cover, and it's got to be so hard for these producers to give, you know, justice to every single character that we all love. You know, and like I said at the beginning of this video, there are, I feel like, I would say the 3 biggest fan favorites are Jon, Daenerys, and Tyrion. But it's hard to cater to every single person because Jon and Dany didn't even make my top 10 list. They probably would have been in like a top 20, but like, you know, they weren't in the top 10. We all gravitate towards different stories, but for me, Tyrion, Peter is beyond an amazing actor. He's brilliant in this role, and I love this feeling of like an underdog. And though, you know, there are other underdogs, don't get me wrong, but his whole journey of the show has just been so amazing, and I hope it continues, and I hope he ends on a high note. I don't know, but he is just, to me, the epitome of what I love in a character, and there's no other person that I think could top this list other than Tyrion. I root for him. I love him. He is the absolute best on this show, in my opinion. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and who are your top 10 favorite characters that are still alive. I could have done a whole list about my favorite characters who are dead, but I didn't. I figured I'd do this instead. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.